Okay, so as promised, I got the sissy bar done this weekend, so figured I'd show everybody. Let's see how it came out. Okay, there's the back view. Now, still not completely finished yet. What I ended up doing was taking, as you see here, I took a piece of this DOM tubing and cut it in half and then reshaped it so it fit on the outside of the diameter. So now this thing is resting fully on the circumference, and then I drilled a hole for the 3/8 rod. This is all 3/8, the sissy bar. Placed it in that, and then once everything was set, welded it, and then drilled a clearance hole in here and a tap, quarter 20 tap into the frame itself. And then the red marks, you'll see I'm going to fancy it up a little, make it look a little pretty. Right now it's just still in its rough state. So the weld, nothing's finished yet. But you'll get the idea. What I did was brought it up to a bracket, 3/8 hardware. Now on the back here, I actually used a coupling nut you can get at one of the big box stores. They don't pay me to give them their names, so I'm not, but you can pretty much guess it's the orange one. Cut it in half, or cut it actually to the sides I needed to make the gap up for either side of the fender. Put that in. I bolted the tab to it, then kind of lined everything up with this, with a magnet. Tacked this in place, then tacked this in, and I did the same on both sides. That's what kept it even. So when I made this side coming up to here. I made this side coming up to here, and I left them long, and when I figured out where I wanted them to cross, I made my cut, brought them in, fine-tuned it, got it centered on the bike, and then tacked it in place. And to carry the seam off that I have from the spires and also from the gusset in the frame, I kept with the diamond pattern. So took some scrap pieces, formed it, tacked it, got it centered, and welded in place. I just have to do all the finish welding. Now, this is pretty strong. I can lay on this. I want to put somebody on there, put a little, what's called a pillion pad, which would be a bitch seat, depending on who you talk to. Old school bikers, the old 1%ers will call them bitch pads. This thing's not going anywhere. It's very solidly mounted. The trick to making those two pieces, the left and the right side, symmetrical is really no trick at all. It's really simple when you think about it. Don't make them separately. I made up a little sample here with the leftover rod. Take the two pieces of material, it could be flat stock, round stock, whatever you want. Leave them long, tack them in place, put them on a flat surface, clamp them together and put a tack in. Now I only have one on this as a sample, but on the sissy bar I use like 4, just evenly placed throughout. Then when you go to put them in the vise, tighten it up. When you want to make sure your bends come out straight, put a square in the vise and use the square. And you can see that one's not set up right, and I'm not going to go through the whole thing now, but use the square to get it set up. So when you make your bend, you're not bending an angle, you're bending it true. And then when you're all done and you got the shape the way you want, cut the welds. You have a left and a right. Real simple way to do it. And you'll see, here's the front view. I think it turned out pretty good. Gives me some spots here and here, so when I want to put a bedroll on, I have something to tie to if I want to do a weekend trip or something. And it's strong enough, like I said, if somebody wants to brave sitting on this thing for a few hours and putting their back on that, well, good luck for her, because I'm not going to have any guys sitting on the back of this, so ain't my cup of tea, guys, you know what I'm saying? But that's it. Next step is going to be probably finish welding all in here, get this completely strengthened up and get the gusset in. And then I got to order the forward controls. I was going to make them, but since I couldn't get a hold of a lathe, I was looking at buying one, but they're just too damn expensive right now for me. So TC Brothers is a good place if you want some chopper stuff. They have something that I'm looking for as far as forward control. They're pretty inexpensive and they're nice, not a bad set. So I'll get those, and then I'll do the linkages And I also got my new belt on there. The belt you guys saw on there was an old piece of crap that was actually cut. Just got this one in the mail the other day from Kentucky Salvage. Adam over there is pretty good. If you need any parts, look him up. Other than that, that's about it for now. So, hope you guys like it. I'll keep you posted on the next portion of it. Alright, take care.